motorhomediaries.com.
How's it going, everybody? We're in Portland, Oregon. I'm with Todd Wynn of the Cascade Policy Institute. Todd, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to Cascade?
You know, it's an interesting journey. First of all, I did a couple different schools, and then I was actually working in India on climate change research for an NGO out there. And then Cascade Policy Institute was looking for someone to focus on climate change and energy policy with a free market perspective, and I happened to fit that role, so they shot me up here from San Francisco.
Can you expand on free market environmentalism? That may be a new concept for some people.
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand that free markets and environmental quality can go hand in hand. I think a lot of people think that economic progress leads to degradation of the environment, but technically environmental quality is a luxury good, and you can really only afford it if you have money in your pocket. And the best way to advance economic development is through proper free markets. So if you advance proper free markets, you advance economic prosperity, you will see quality improvements in the environment as well. And that's why the United States has such great environmental quality.
So some people may say, well, this sounds great in theory, but can you provide like an anecdotal story, some evidence or an example when, like, say, property rights were introduced and it really helped strengthen the environmental protections?
I think that it's interesting because a lot of people say, oh, you know, where are the free markets? You know, where are these things coming up from the free market that helps the environment? And you see it, what it is that the free market moves, as we all know, this natural progression, incremental steps, day by day, year by year. And what you're looking at there, I mean, you see it just on your daily basis. Go to a hotel room and now you see that thing where you're not supposed to put the towels on the floor unless you want them turned in, and they say it's because of the environment. Well, it's also about saving money. And it's the same thing with energy efficiency, hybrid vehicles, people purchasing organic products versus chemically fertilized products, or even natural cleaning products based off of plant materials as well. The free market is offering these niche environmental areas and products in order to align with consumer value. And that's how we see the environmental moving forward. As far as property rights are concerned, when you protect property rights, that's really the ultimate way. The proper establishment of property rights is the ultimate way to protect the environment, because if you're harming the environment or someone else is, you can hold them accountable.
Economics is all about the allocation of scarce resources, and so there's obviously a lot of issues that you could tackle, the Cascade and other groups on these issues could tackle, but where do you see the potential for having the most positive change if someone wanted to get involved to help with this free market environmental movement?
Free market environmentalism, like I said, is kind of this grassroots approach, and that's some of the difficulty that we have on our aspect, is because a lot of people in the United States, and particularly here in Portland, Oregon, think that top-down regulation, central control command is really the way to move environmental quality and move to specific goals. And maybe that was true way back in the 70s when we had large amount of particulate matter in the atmosphere and there's a lot of issues, so it was a target-rich environment. But now that we've gotten things down below the parts per million, below the parts per billion, the leftover environmental quality aspects can really be achieved by free markets. And the main way I say for people to get involved from a decentralistic, specific aspect is really to kind of vote on things or move environmental quality just by your own actions. Choose things that you think have less environmental impact. Do things that not only save the environment but save you money. Combine trips to the grocery store, to the school to pick up your kids, or purchase products that proclaim environmental quality benefits as well, and don't purchase products that don't. So I mean, that's how I see the free market progressing, and that's how I see people engaging in coming up with environmental quality versus top-down regulation.
Okay, to play devil's advocate for a minute, you said, like, back in the day, maybe government top-down may have been needed, but were those problems, would you say they were failures of the free market, or were they caused or exacerbated by government in the first place?
Well, I have an extreme view on negative externalities, and negative externalities like pollution on issues. I feel that those negative externalities are fully embedded in the price of a product or service. And really what it comes down to is, if you really want to teach environmental quality or make people make free rational decisions on leading to environmental quality, they need to have all the facts. So we know that coal power produces pollutants. We know that, and if if that gets out there and people understand that, then maybe they'll shy away from coal power. Maybe they'll go towards natural gas or something like that. But currently, right now, I think a lot of people know that coal power, hey, there might be some pollutants coming off of this, but we value affordable and reliable energy as well. And all these counterbalances between accepting some pollution amounts and accepting the affordability and reliability of a product or service as well. So I think for me, I think a lot of these things could have been done through the free market and through proper consumer information, and then allowing consumers such as you and I, citizens, making their decisions based on proper information. And that's really the way to go.